Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Memphis Dynasty, going into year number 3 here on NCAA 12. A brand new season, which means brand new expectations. And not only that, we are coming into the Big East Conference, you guys know it as the American. And based on how the schedule shook out for us, we start on the road and take on an old conference foe, the UCF Knights. They come in ranked 21 here on the preseason. We are not ranked, but we do come in here with some expectations. You know, looking at the standings, or not the standings, but, you know, just looking at the conference standings, you know, we were actually ranked, you know, kind of high for how we started off this year. We are expected to beat a couple of teams. Now, whether we actually go and do that, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But we do come in with a decent squad this year. 70 overall with a 75 offense and a 66 defense. But all that being said, we got some new custom guys joining our team. And we got to see who is now a part of this Memphis Tigers squad. So we start our custom player review in the backfield of our squad this year, as Chase Mitchell is going to be a running back for us. He is going to be redshirt, but he does have some serious power that he's bringing to the table. At center, we have the true freshman Kyle Joey, who comes in as a third stringer this year and could see the field this upcoming year as he starts as a third string center for our offensive line. At right guard, though, and looking to get a little bit more playing time, is Sheldon Joey. Sheldon Joey is from Bonaire, Virginia, and is going to be backing up Chance Coleman this upcoming season, who's a veteran offensive lineman. Now, moving over to the defensive side of the football, we got Caleb Crawford, who's going to be expected to be a rotational player for us. He's from Morristown, Tennessee, and should be, you know, getting some playing time, being that rotation piece. In the linebacking room, we do welcome a middle linebacker by the name of Chris Gentry. He's a true freshman from Warner Robins, Georgia, and does have a lot of talent, but we are redshirting him, but we could play him if there's injuries at the linebacker position. That being said, though, his brother joins the squad, though, in Chase Gentry, the 5'10" player. He's more of a coverage type, but he's a little bit better than another custom in Seth Randolph. He comes as 62 overall and is going to be asked to be a rotational player. Finally, we got the two safeties that are joining in as customs. We got a starter in Daniel. He is going to be a 66 overall and starting as a true freshman in a tougher conference. Meanwhile, on the strong safety side, we have another promising true freshman in Eric Davis, who comes into the season as a 66 overall as well. But the wait is now over, and I'm excited to get year number 3 underway, and hopefully you guys are too. So make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you have to be brand new to the channel. Let's go ahead and hop into the game action as we try to open up year number 3 with a big time win in the Bouse House. I'll see you guys there. Alright, boys, so we do end up starting out with the football on our very first game in the Big East Conference, man, as we try to throw over the middle, trying to take that deep shot right away, but it was deflected away at the last second, man. Would love to give a not so warm welcome to our friends from Conference USA. Would really like to take them to town as we try to throw the football once again, but we did throw yet another incompletion. And now we're looking at a 3rd and 10 coming up as Richards will have a 4-wide set to work with, see if we can find somebody to get open for us, and we find Mitchell, and Mitchell fights his way forward and pick up the first down, and that will be more than enough to move the chains for us there. And now we unveil one of our new weapons, Justin Brown, who actually is going to be involved in the Wildcat. Gets it out to Chris Washington. Now Washington's got some foot speed. He's down the sideline, and he is gone like a girl in a country song. And how about a way to start your time in the Big East Conference? Memphis find the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. And that will give us a 7-0 lead early. So now UCF will take over their first possession of the game. And, you know, we'll see if we can come out here and get them off the field quickly. But not a great start here to begin this game, right? We give up a first down ourselves. Very first offensive play of the game does not necessarily work out that way for us. And so it looks like it could be a long drive. 1st and 10 coming up after that first down reception as Campbell gets moved to the motion over to the left-hand side as he will throw over the middle of the field, and that is a lot more yardage that we just gave up there. It looks like one of your guys' customs did come in and make the tackle, and that is Dan Daniel that made a play on the football. As now 1st and 10 coming up, trying to establish that running game. We don't allow them to get very far, but there is a flag on the field. We will be called for the face mask, and Nate Coleman is going to be the guilty party there. So now deep in Memphis territory as once again they're going to try to scramble out, trying to pick up yards on the ground, and that is once again going to be another first down. We had multiple guys there ready to make the play on the football, but just could not make that happen. And instead, it's going to be 3rd and goal, but our defense will make a play when it matters the most. And so UCF will have that really long drive, but we will force them to go ahead and settle for a field goal. And that field goal is going to be up, and it will be good. So our defense, at least in this spot, they bend a little bit, but they are not going to break, though. And so we still have this lead. So our offense comes back out onto the field. We got a touchdown on the previous drive, and we're looking for another big play downfield, and we got it. Justin Brown with a big-time reception as the transfer from Southern Florida, able to slice up the UCF defense, transferring away from a conference rival. And you love to see it, man. But we also see, what really makes Jesse Richards a little bit frustrating at times. You see that big-time throw that he made there, but then missed the easy one on the next play. Gotta have a little bit more consistency this upcoming season, because otherwise we are going to have more 3rd and longs that we are going to have to work through, because we are a prevalently pass-happy offense. So that could be an issue moving forward through the season. As 3rd and 15, we will throw again, but Brian the Kid will come down and make the reception. And so we get a brand new set of downs to at least work with, as we'll now try to run on a 2nd and 7. William Jones will check into the game for us here, and he picks up the first down for us. Going to be a 3rd and short coming up, as we'll try to run that football once again. William Jones still in the game. He's going to try to take the run up to the right-hand side, and William Jones has just enough speed to find his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. And Memphis, we are looking good to start things out. We already got a 14-3 lead here late in the first quarter of action, and it's good. Get even bigger of a lead as Josh Meadows, one of your guys' customs, comes through and makes a play on the football, and that will indeed hang on and be an interception. So now we come in 14-3 game still, and we got a chance to extend this lead even further. We'll see if we can capitalize on that, as Richards will drop back the pass once again, dumps it off to Justin Brown. Brown makes a move, and he does pick up that first down. That's going to be a 9-yard reception. I'm going to really like working with Justin Brown this season. He really adds a wrinkle into our offense. You can see it here, just the burst that he brings. Like, I thought William Jones and Howie Atkinson were both really fast. This kid right here, man, he's going to be special. I'm really excited that he decided to transfer to our school when he was originally in the transfer portal. So now that sets us up in a 2nd and goal situation, as we'll try to move Washington out into an out pattern. Try to create a little bit of space on the outside. Got a one-on-one matchup to work with, and we got the matchup that we want, but Chris Washington slips. He slips out of the break, and that is going to cost us a touchdown. So now it's going to be 3rd and goal. We'll try to see if we can pick up this first down. Try to throw over the middle of the field, but that is going to be incomplete. So that slip on the out route on 2nd and goal does end up costing us And we'll actually bring in our punter, Joe Kelly. Remember, we did end up signing a walk-on kicker, and I don't want him touching the football with by any means necessary. So, punter is going to be our kicker as well this upcoming season, and looks pretty comfortable there in that brand new spot. He does kick the short field goal attempt through. So we do get a few points on that drive, but not the touchdown that we were looking for, though. We still have a pretty nice lead to work with as we're off to a really good start here so far. We're going to be up 17-3 here to start this game. But I think UCF wants to prove that they belong in the Big East Conference as well, as this is their first Big East Conference game. And unfortunately, it looks like A.J. Kaysen might have sold us a little bit there. That's our starting middle linebacker. He's going to be called for yet another face mask. Already got 2 face masks called on us. Got to be a little bit more disciplined in that, because both face masks, we've held them to the line of scrimmage. We're just bailing them out a little bit too much. We'll see if we can change that here as we go to a 2nd and 10 now. Looking over to the left-hand side, but it's going to be broken up, and that will also be incomplete. And now that brings up 3rd and 10. UCF has yet convert on a 3rd down. Can we keep it up? Throwing over to the left-hand side. He's got a guy, but it's going to be caught in a jump ball situation. Huge 1st down pickup. And we had Zach Scott in the position to make a play. He just simply got mossed there, and that's not really much that you can do about that. But you can really see the winds of momentum starting to change, at least just a little bit, as Mark Wright, who is known as that dual threat quarterback, we did go up against him last year. He is starting to find his groove in the passing game as well. And when he finds that groove, that's going to be big trouble for us. UCF able to drive all the way down the field and provide an answer for us. And it's cut to just a 1-possession game, as that will pretty much wrap up the first quarter of action already. It was a very exciting first quarter, up 17-10. We're going to have to see if we can pick things up, though, or at least, keep it up for the remainder of this game. We're off to such a strong start here, but, we can't, score that much. So we'll see if our defense can play just a tad bit better. A couple plays later, we got trips to the right as we try to throw on a 2nd and 8, and we do find Brian Kidd out into the open space, and he'll pick up a 1st down there as well. Another 1st and 10 ensues. This time, Memphis sends, actually dealing with a blitz, and the blitz actually does work out pretty well for them. Bold strategy for Cotton, and the strategy works out, as that does lead to another incompletion. As now, 2nd and 10 coming up. Richards goes ahead and lines up in the shotgun formation, sends Mitchell out into the motion as we try to throw over the middle of the field, but it's going to be incomplete and deflected away at the last second. And again, a pretty familiar spot with us already. 3rd and 10. It's going to be a very long 3rd and long. Looks like UCF wants to send the blitz. Going to fire over to the left-hand side. We had a guy, but we were forced to throw the football early because of that pressure. And that does cost us pretty dearly. We did have to go ahead and punt this football away. So now UCF has an opportunity to tie this ball game up here early on in the second quarter of action, as Mark Wright, once again, he's going to try to scramble out of the pocket. Davenport can't bring him down. Ryan Towns eventually does. And then already sitting at midfield, like I said, Mark Wright, he knows how to run. We'll see if he tries to run again here on 1st and 10. This time facing some pressure from our defensive line. And we're able to bring him down before he was able to get that pass off. So that will be considered an incompletion. Is now 2nd and 10 coming up. Wright going to try to scramble again. He's got some open space. He will slide down in front of a couple of our defenders. And it will make this a much more manageable 3rd down. They started off 0 for 2, but they did moss us on the previous 3rd down conversion. Is now 3rd and 1. Running it up the middle of the field. And it looks like he's going to break a couple of tackles. And finally is brought down at about the 35-yard line. 1st down for the Knights. And the Knights are on the move again. Another 1st and 10. Looking over to the right-hand side. Mark Wright Pretty sure he just threw a hospital ball right there. You hate to see it. And now, 2nd and 10 coming. Right, trying to throw again. This time it is completed. Oh my goodness, one of our guys just literally ran right past him. Like, what are we doing? That is your man assignment. You let Edward Robinson run wild, man. You absolutely hate to see it. And now it's a red zone opportunity for the Knights to try to tie this game up. Right, throw it to the right-hand side. It's caught and just barely able to get him out of bounds. If that wasn't for that last defender kind of shoving him out, that was going to be a touchdown outright. But instead, UCF has to work for it a little bit more, but it won't take that much longer. UCF fighting their way into the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Knights. And just like that, they rattle off 14 unanswered points. And this game is going to be all tied up. And not only is this game going to be all tied up, there's a chance for UCF to already take the lead as we end up going 3 and out, and we actually have a mishap with our special teams. So that does set up yet another touchdown for UCF. And just at a snap of the finger, UCF now rattling off 21 unanswered points. And we just can't get out of our own way right now. Down by a score. And we end up going 3 and out once again. So really a big drive for our defense right now, as we have really struggled over the past couple of drives. They have been able to move the ball at will since the start of this quarter. We'll see if we can stem that tide as we do get him into a key 3rd and 1. Wright's going to go ahead, try to throw the football. He's going to try to scramble, though, after nobody's open upfield. And Mark Wright able to find enough space before being brought down by the linebacker, Sam Miller. You can see what Mark Wright has been doing. He's been averaging 9 yards on carry. It's been absolutely spectacular to watch, as it is to see this offense really go to work. Really seems like we are on track for a shootout on our hands here in the first game of the season. As 2nd and 1 now, Wright, he's going to throw over the middle. That is caught. And that will go for yet another completion. One that will get them well inside field goal range. So following that first down conversion, there's a different quarterback in the game. It looks like Mark Wright might have been shooken off screen. So Smith comes in as the backup quarterback for UCF. And I think we saw him last year as well. Now it's going to be 3rd and 7. We're going to go ahead, settle in, and try to confuse this young quarterback, this backup quarterback. But they call a screen instead. And the idea was there, but we were in a zone defense. We were just able to go ahead and rally up to the football instead. So again, another spot where our offense, or our defense, does bend some. But they're not breaking down, at least not completely. UCF will have their biggest lead of this game, though. Going to be down by 10 points. So a key drive for us here to try to finish this first half strong, as we're going to call some audibles at the line of scrimmage. Richards looks to the right-hand side, finds Brian DeKin, who's able to get past the first down marker. But what he does not do, though, is get out of bounds. So that will bring us into our no-huddle offense. We got 3 timeouts left to work with. Going to try to push this ball downfield. Richards going to go with the play action. We got a guy downfield. Richards fires, and it's going to be caught. Chris Washington down the sideline. And it's now going to be inside the 5-yard line with a chance to make this a 1-score game, which we will. Firing it into the end zone for our main man, Mitchell. It's going to be a touchdown for your Memphis Tigers. And it's just a field goal game all of a sudden. We'll see if we can keep it that way going into the halftime, as it does seem like UCF is more than content to run the rest of his clock out, but we can't bring him down. And now Dan Daniel, the true freshman, he takes a terrible angle. Only Sam Miller has a chance to bring him down, and we push him out of bounds with just 1 second left to play. They will use that final second to get the field goal. And wow, UCF more than content with just running out the clock, but they do end up getting points anyways before the half, as we're going to be down 30-24 at halftime. So now, second half's going to be coming your way soon. We got a tight battle on our hands. So welcome back to the second half of action here as we pick things up. Down 30-24 at the half. We'll see if we can have a little bit left in the tank so that we can win this football game and win our very first game here in the Big East Conference. At least this new look Big East Conference. But UCF, they are giving us some challenges. They are familiar with us as we were conference opponents to UCF back when we were in the Conference USA. So we're trying to spoil their homecoming into the conference as well. And we might set ourselves up in a good spot to do so. 3rd and 11. Pretty friendly spot. They try to throw the screen. But the screen is going to be covered and nearly intercepted. Just could not haul that in at the end of the day. And we still will get them to go 3 and out. And not only do we manage to get them to go 3 and out, we actually get a really good return on the other end. One that will get us inside the 10-yard line. Jesse Richards looking to give them the lead. Trying to throw over the right-hand side, but it's deflected away by one of the linebackers. Clogged up the lane. And now it's 2nd and goal. This time, trying to run the football up the middle of the field. And Justin Brown, the USF transfer, finding the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. And it's now 31-30, going to be your score. We got the lead right back. Wright's going to go ahead and drop back the pass. Oh, looking over to the left-hand side. It's intercepted. Josh Meadows, the custom, with his 2nd interception of the game. And this time, he takes it all the way to the crib. Touchdown, Tigers. And Memphis gets another one up on the scoreboard. 38-30, going to be your score. And now the momentum clearly back in our direction again. Since we come out of the halftime locker room, we have come out with 14 unanswered points thus far. We'll look to keep that going as UCF is going to desperately search for an answer. 1st and 10, Wright. He's going to drop back. He's got pressure at his feet, but does manage to compose himself, throw a good football as well. And Mark Wright's going to have another big completion there. Game labeling him as a dual threat, and I certainly agree with that. As now, a few plays later, facing a 3rd and 3, they go with a toss play to the left-hand side, and we just do not have the athletes to get to the edge in time. And that's going to be another 1st down for the Knights. Back in the red zone again, looking for a 1-score game. Running over the right-hand side, and we might have been caught with a face mask penalty. And sure enough, we do. They actually do call the face mask on A.J. Kaysen. So that will make it 1st and goal automatically. Half the distance to the goal as well, as Mark Wright is able to spin out of that trouble. I thought we were going to be able to get that loss there, but apparently the NCAA gods don't want us to be great. Instead, it's going to be 2nd and goal now. Wright going to try to run into the end zone himself. He's going to get in there. Touchdown, Knights. And UCF, the number 21 ranked team in college football to start the season. Only down by 2 points now. And they're going to go for the 2-point conversion as well in order to tie this football game up. Wright throws to the right-hand side, but it's going to be stuffed at the goal line. And that will do it. At least preserve our lead from now. However, that being said, we do end up going 3 and out with our very next possession. And because we do that, we're still up by a couple of points, but now UCF has an opportunity to take the lead. As it's going to be a halfback draw up the middle of the field. It's going to be a lot of open space. Man, there was sure a lot of grass, and I think that's going to be a challenge for us this upcoming season when we play up against these bigger conference opponents. You know, it's not like Conference USA. Here in Big East, a lot of these teams are going to be better than us. And what really shows is how the trenches are. I think we're going to really struggle in the trenches for a good portion of this season. It's going to be a transition period for us. So I don't expect us to have the same record as we did last year. At least not as good. But maybe we can put up a respectable showing, though. As now, Mark Wright's going to drop back the pass. Throws over the middle of the field. That's caught for yet another completion. And that will go for yet another first down. Mark Wright well on his way to 250 yards passing on the day, as we're going to go with a option to the left-hand side, and everyone commits to Mark Wright. Nobody thinking about the wide receiver, though. And we finally get to him at the 1-yard line, but we had the numbers. We just could not be able to be disciplined there, unfortunately. So now it's a goal line stand that we need from our guys, and this will help us able to get into the backfield and force that loss there. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line, but Wright is going to make some magic happen. Again, we had to contain, but we were so close to, we were so focused on getting the pitch, man, we forgot to actually make the tackle. And so UCF, they will go ahead and take the lead here, but they will go for the 2-point conversion one again. This would make it 44-38, and they will award it to him. So not only the touchdown is good, but that 2-point conversion is also going to be good as well. So we can't automatically tie it with a touchdown. We will need a touchdown and the extra point as well, which, you know, if you've seen this beautiful game of college football, you know, that is certainly not a guarantee. Highly likely that you make the extra point, but you know, not everyone has the ability to make that extra point, right? So something to certainly look out for going forward. As now 2nd and 14 coming up here, as Wright is going to drop back the pass, looks to the left-hand side, and it's nearly intercepted. Oh, I really need you to make that play there. Unfortunately, we do not get that to happen. And now it's 3rd and 14. We're going to send the blitz. Make sure Mark Wright feels the pressure. We do get a free man at the quarterback, but we can't get there in time, though, and UCF makes us pay for it accordingly, as that is going to be a massive play there that we give up to end the 3rd quarter of action. And like I said, we got a very big shootout on our hands right now. It's also a close one too. It all comes down to that 4th quarter. So now we'll go ahead and get that 4th quarter of action started, as Mark Wright will try to get back to work. Josh Meadows there, ready to make the tackle. He did have a little bit of help there from David Davenport, who's able to assist on the tackle. And that will bring the UCF Knights into a 3rd and 4. They're going to toss it out to the right-hand side. Out on the perimeter, we got the 3rd down stop. Except we have yet another face mask being called against us. That's the 3rd one today. We just can't get out of our own lane today. Borderline AFC Championship game level officiating right here going on. And yes, I am recording this right after the AFC Championship game. And, you know, if you're a Bengals fan like me, I'm sure you're feeling a little some kind of way about it, about how the end of that game went. But Sam Miller also gets called for a face mask penalty. So we gave him 30 yards of penalties just on that drive alone. And with UCF having this kind of offense out on the field, you know, not much that you can do about it. You know, it just goes to show you got to play a little bit more disciplined football. And this UCF squad, they already put that 50 burger on us. We'll see if we can turn it around, though, as now Wright's going to go for the 2-point conversion, firing over the middle of the field, and that is going to be caught with relative ease, actually. So we're down by a couple of possessions here, and unfortunately, yet again, we do end up going 3 and out. We really need to get a stop on this drive. They cannot get any more points. This will not help, though, as thought we had them locked down on the screen, but apparently I was wrong there. And Bob Lee is able to get 7 yards because of that. And now we're looking at a 3rd and 2. Dropping back, it's Mark Wright, who has a wide open receiver. Who's supposed to cover that guy? How are we letting him be that wide butt naked open on a 3rd and 2? We should know where the sticks are, but apparently we don't. So again, UCF has another 1st down, or at least a brand new set of downs that they have a chance to work with, and now time is starting to become a factor right now. We are talking about a team that could run out some of this clock and do some significant damage on that front. Gotta get this stop here on 3rd down to prevent that from happening, and sure enough we do. We get that defensive stop that we were exactly looking for, and now 3.5 minutes left to play in the game. We need a touchdown on this drive. 2nd and 6 coming up as we're going to go ahead, send, duck it out, go long. It's going to be a single high safety. The safety's got to commit one direction. Where does he go? He goes to the left-hand side, so we throw to the right, and Chris Washington is still there on the curl pattern. And Chris Washington closing in on 100 yards on the day. We're going to need some good Chris Washington out of him as we're going to throw over the middle of the field. And we actually did have an open receiver there, but we did not put enough air under that football. We put a little touch on that ball. That could have been a long completion. Instead, it's going to be 2nd and 10 now as Richards throws to the right-hand side, goes to Brian Kidd. And Brian Kidd is able to go ahead and pick up the first down for us as well. But again, it's time still being a factor at the moment. Now down to under 3 minutes left to play. Richards dropping back to pass again, facing some pressure, gets it out to Mitchell. But Mitchell cannot make a play on the football. He actually straight up drops that pass. And now it's 2nd and 10, but it does stop the clock. Richards dropping back again, throwing to the right-hand side, looking for Brian the Kid, but that is also going to be incomplete. And it brings up 3rd and 10. Gotta get this first down. We need it bad. Richards drops back. He's looking over the middle. He has a guy open, but we do not have enough time to get him the football. And at this point in the game, we have no other choice. We got to go for this. 4th and 10. We're going to try to bamboozle him with the halfback draw. Brown, he's going to run it. He's got some space. And Justin Brown gets us the first down, though. Let's go, baby. Keep our game alive. And now we go back with our team. Throwing to the right-hand side. Look, William Jones on the halfback screen. He gets to the 30-yard line. Calling the troops up to the line of scrimmage quickly. What play will we end up calling? It's going to be another halfback draw because I like this box that they've given us. 1st and 10. Going to run it up the field with William Jones. And William Jones gets loose in the secondary and runs past everybody on his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Let's go, baby. And it's just a one-possession game now. But it's really important that we get this onside kick, though. I rarely show special teams, so it's an important one. And at first, it seemed like we did recover it. Jody Gentry was the custom, by the way. He got his hands on the ball, but got there a little too early. Unfortunately, we got there a little bit too early. So now, UCF gets the football, and they have a chance here to run out the rest of his clock. A chance to end this game. We got 2 timeouts to work with. And of course, they will end up picking up that first down. So that will make it a little bit more difficult in order for us to go ahead and get the football back. However, we do end up getting them into a 3rd and 6. But if we don't get them down behind that first down marker, this game's going to be over. They try to speed option, and our defense makes a stand. We don't force them out of bounds, though. So this field goal could end the game potentially. Kick is up, and it's going to be bouncing off the upright. So we still got a chance. We got a fleeting hope to actually win this football game. Let's go, baby. You absolutely love to see it. And now we got a chance to win this game, but we got to go all the way down the field. Richards dropping back, gonna throw to the right-hand side, trying to dump it off to Justin Brown because nobody else was open and we could not take a sack. We'll see if we can bring ourselves back to the line of scrimmage in time, and we don't. And that's how this game is gonna end, man. That's how this game is gonna end. Our very first Big East Conference game is gonna end in some heartbreak, unfortunately. As we lose a thriller in this one, we lose 52-45. We have the offensive capabilities to keep up, but defensively, man, we certainly got a lot of work that needs to be done over there. So this game was a really exciting one to play, but also a disappointing one to lose. We end up losing by a touchdown, and it just wasn't enough, although our offense did have some fireworks. Jesse Richards today had 21 for 38, 242 yards, touchdown, and no interceptions, but the run game was able to find the end zone plenty of times. Justin Brown, our transfer from Southern Florida, he had 8 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown, while William Jones was dynamite, able to find the end zone multiple times, as was Chris Washington's only carry, going for our longest play of the entire day, and that was a 68-yard run. Now, for the receivers, this was mainly the Justin Brown show today, as, I really like him as a, back out of the backfield, that Jarrett McKinnon role. He had 7 catches for 57 yards today, with Jamarcus Mitchell actually catching the only touchdown pass. He had 4 catches for 22 yards. Now, defensively, this is where we really need to get better moving forward, as giving up 50-plus points is not a winning formula in college football, no matter who you go up against. Now, that being said, we did have some bright spots today, as A.J. Cadeson did lead the team in tackles in this one, 6 solos, 6 assisted tackles, and multiple TFLs, 6 total tackles between Zach Scott and Sam Miller as well. So, are starting to see some of those younger guys step up that were originally in this series. But Josh Meadows, man, really, it was a defensive MVP in my opinion. He had 3 tackles in this one, all of them behind the line of scrimmage. But he caught 2 interceptions today, one of which did set us up for a field goal, and another one setting us up for a defensive touchdown. So that really helped our cause. Sam Miller was also able to force a fumble on special teams, and that also put us inside the 10-yard line and did temporarily give us the lead. But again, a lot that we need to work on, especially if we want to have sustained success now that we are in a much bigger conference. So the first game of the season does not go the way that we want it to go, but we don't have time to feel bad for ourselves, as next episode we will have a big rivalry game, a rivalry game that we have not played in this series yet. We are taking on the Louisville Cardinals in the next episode, and you see, those rivals lists for Louisville. We are one of them, so I want to make sure we go 1-0, baby, in this rivalry game. Let's see if we can do that, as well as get our very first conference win here in the American/Big East Conference, depending on what you want to call it. But in the meantime, though, I hope you enjoyed today's video, even though it did not go our way completely. But if you did, I need you guys to do me a favor, smack that like button for me, hit that subscribe button as well. If you do happen to be brand new to the channel, this is John J. Gaming on the mic signing off. But I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.